Hi, Ace Detective. Are you...
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful choice.
An intricate web of it's still kind of... In your hands, you hold a brand new... The cover features a charming... The exact location and time. The box has a knife. Even before you open it, you can tell that the plastic wrap, there's a hiss. Savor that new board game smell. Welcome to Suzerain. The instructions, you soon figure out the basic. That's where each turn, as you leaf through the... Remember, the actual scoring, you open up a number. Each cardboard token. In addition, from the Empire of... It's a shame you hold the open...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more...
6 somewhere. The porter reel. Not so. The bullet is still. A police badge. The worn map features the patchwork. You're finally. The note is written with a blue pencil. Someone, you'll find the an aluminium, a bunch of sodden arson, the notebook, yes, a title, yes, all caps, others, it's going to take an effort to piece, you don't exactly, it takes about, Leslie will always, the only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to, you would, can you keep threatening, it's plain to see from, no, he must have confused it with, in the process, he came at us. Can't get out, which is also why the officer responsible. It would be, that's all you, who knows, those, one day you may still catch, some assholes brought, they were leaving it at cigarette butts. No, you didn't have, murder, beaten to death, Joseph Mills didn't get off, no, okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum flavored vapor. Yeah, no one enters. No, Mills has, see? You can't even read the thing without smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? Not much has changed. Thin, see, the rest of the it's made of dark blue plastic, some permeables. It's not it, the plastic. This, with your hands, without resistance or sound, the two octopus, it's slightly. The acidic stench of, you know, like the bits they put into pub. If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it? So you wanted to get in on the trash toilet stink collab. Find out what happens when those, your nose is somewhere between grateful and resentful. Arson, petty theft, you don't exactly, it takes about, this one, cause of, the mural, true love is possible. People call, the graffito crew, the case, the crew, the 9,000 people subject, a staggering 78%. Did anyone ask you what you, AKA, Leslie will always, the only way for Leslie to, you would, can you keep your threatening? It's plain to see from the files that, good, you're, he must, in the process, the ledger, he came at us, can't get out of his apartment, which is also why the officer responsible. It would be very, that's all you got. Who knows, one day you may still, some assholes brought their couch out. Yes, they were leaving it cigarette butts. No, you didn't have time. Not much is. It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day. It's getting cold. The bed is comforting. The place feels almost like...
It's easier this time. Drifting off.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. No, this is the one before.
Enjoy it while it...
You're welcome.
After centuries.
Yes?
That right?
Hey! Piss! Look who it...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
This is Precinct 57. Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you...
The Coppernado is back. What do you want?
all these mesmerizing machine feels like it might jump back to life.
Some kind of inane...
Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of...
You can't fire.
What a dumb name. Royalist Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now.
No, I love it.
He doesn't.
No.
Kim, Pinball, exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him.
So now he remembers. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. No human being should. It is lame. I am not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me a long time ago. Fine. I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years. It's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion. End of story. That time is over now. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was... It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is good too. Now, we really need to continue.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Who? What? She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies. She slowly You are. This is not the end of this.
Let's see. I wrote down the nickname Lelystad. We have questions that might help solve some gaps in our field autopsy.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch it. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the...
In Oranje, officer. It's,
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs. Oranje?
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
yes.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of it.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot. No, there's nothing on Moindy. I love Revachol, though. He was 42.
42? Are you sure?
He had many scars that made him appear older. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some week.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you.
Blue. Light blue. They were like... Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly.
He had a combat wound on his chin and...
Yes. Severe.
Ah, yes.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
The young woman nods.
Oh, that. It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks. How? Imagine him...
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And the woman goes like, "What was this?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask." And so it goes. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Change of topic, perhaps?
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more. Wait, stop. That man, bloated below the damage. How old are you? Could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58. You asked. Actually, make that 54. Alcohol, and I was wrong.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
Yes?
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Again?
Behind the pipe, a thin as your eyes are, and nothing. The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you need to do is close. Zoot, zap, bam, bam. You find yourself on the roof.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just...
The wind at the top of the building.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't...
Two rusty metal plates that slide. It's much easier from this side. The panels on the rails. What?
Huh. I hope... Yes. Time to investigate these passages. Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, this does look like an embrace. Outside the window, desolation.
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Indeed, no one could get a clear view.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you. Years' worth of dust is. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet.
Yes, looks like some latter-day radicals were hiding out here. They left half a century. I think the purpose of this bunker was. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case. Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, you mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
There it is again, like a swarm of horns.
No, what do you mean? Either way, we ought to be careful. There were footprints back there. It looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our... Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and...
You will upset the balance of power in Martinique. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we?
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
Yes. There won't be time for that once things go down. Matter of fact, I don't think there's time for it. You think we should finish running it now?
It's a minor point. Don't worry too much about it.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars?
I wouldn't be so sure.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we...
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain. It's like 1,000 radio stations up with...
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just can't say it's a pleasure, officer.
As she says the word, officer, you feel a spike in that. No, buddy. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this.
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had... I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your...
The explosion of static blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? A pale latitude compressor. Signals are relayed across a series of...
So, what we are...
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. At the upper limit is the large...
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
I built it myself.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented.
Oh yeah, way beyond. The Pale? It's the end of the world. No, once I shut down the compressor, the ping... Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethic... Yeah, let's not talk about that shit.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
If you've got something really important to say, you can...
Turn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised. I was, before I caught you in the Pale latitude.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the... Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first. Nah, she didn't crack. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me? Bye, boys? What? I don't even understand what you're... Oh, doesn't even matter. How the fuck did the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same. Like what? I already...
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me. You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time. Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped.
She speaketh truth.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain. Don't know it, but also...
Evaluating your competence.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. I'm listening. And? No, they're not practical. Break too often. The gun store. Trigger happy jacks. What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal. Sure don't.
The breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
A knocked way 80 front loader.
That isn't it.
Yeah, evidence. No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style. So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? No, I did not. Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna. The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say it's very powerful. I used it to... Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar. So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over, too. Never trust a musician. Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking? That's your prerogative. No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum. Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum. Yeah? Where? How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a...
Those rings around her eyes.
Police radio? You've been...
Who hasn't? You know, I can... He was still warm, with the bluish light coming...
She eyes you.
It's okay.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over if she sits down with a drink trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her. No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was...
You can see it. Her lips, though still white.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to admire her. As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything down...
But even if this is true, weren't you worried, didn't you?
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't...
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me. I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Oh, fucking hell. Me.
Fucking hell. And why it's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals.
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Buddha.
All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both. Of you? No, not really. You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition?
Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway? Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. lady. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had that sound about right.
No idea who these people are, literally.
I've faced worse.
She hasn't. She hasn't gone up against 3 armed people before, and she believed.
What bunker? Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the...
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but... She looks at the machine as...
Oh, fuck it.
She's truly desperate. You know. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. She stares at you, frozen. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens. She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the...
Good call. I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated. Her tent. We should check it out.
The plain red tent stands. The tent looks old, but well maintained. It reeks of cigarettes. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror.
See anything?
Rager Monthly, Journal of You pocket the worn...
We should read this immediately. Like...
A thick journal. It's made of full Schneller is a... She's got good taste. The journal falls open. The large cursive, perhaps too confident. It's a mix of logistic...
It's good she left in a hurry.
Hard to tell exactly.
There could be useful information about local
esoteric radio technology. The most recent one, short wry observations of people and places. Probably the first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know nothing on March 4th. March 5th though, well, that's bound to come back and... She is referring to betraying her previous employer. That name isn't small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre? Great. M's peon is coming to... Then again, isn't that the call? Been holed up here for... Did M feel truly betrayed by me? The entry ends abruptly. The most recent entry, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that.
It looks like she might have been... framed? I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other... Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre. No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Could have been Titus. Then again... Maybe there's a hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his... One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags.